So you need both, and the team pulls all that together. So dynamic leadership is what I would is what I'm using as the ideal leadership style for small businesses. So then you have a framework. And it's a consistent framework. And if you're starting a leadership team and you're not thinking about this, it's very easy to have leaders from different metaphors. If you have an existing leadership team, it's definitely easy to see why you can have leaders from different metaphors, or who bring a different metaphor to the table. By starting with a framework of dynamic leadership, you have something to come back to. And by looking at it between command and control and servant leadership, you recognize that it's fluid, it's flexible. And the other thing I like about this framework is that you don't have to know a lot of information. You don't have to read books about how to do it. It's human nature, and it ties back to what works. Best practices, the principles, these things have been around for centuries. Common sense can be applied, but where the framework comes in, the owner, the board, the leadership team, they are responsible to make sure that they're using principles and best practices. You see, if you're playing a sports team, if you're coaching a sports team, there's a lot of strategies you don't even think about. And one of the great examples, when you look at high school ball versus college ball versus the pros, you see a lot of trick plays in high school ball. You see far fewer trick plays in college ball, and you see almost no trick plays in the pros because they already know how to deal with it. They've got the speed, they have the capability. So there's only so many plays or strategies that actually work. And by following principles and best practices, you can identify them. I like to use Multipliers is a great book as a foundation, but also Good to Great and Great by Choice. The reason why those books are so good for this is that the amount of research that went into them, there's no question. You don't get into a debate. This is what we're going to do. Why reinvent the wheel when they've looked at hundreds of companies and reams of data? Why reinvent it?